I have to go on the spot then. No, I think they'll survey this on the way it sounds. Oh, there you are. There we go. Okay, would you pledge allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Yay. Let the record show all are present. The public comment policy, if there is anyone from the public that wants to make a comment to the board, they will need to go over to the table, which is right over there, and read the script and fill out the form to make a public comment. At the end, we will reserve about 30 minutes for public comment, but you will only get 3 minutes to speak on your topic. The board will not respond unless the chair allows it. This is on the advice of our attorney. Okay, anybody got any questions about filling one of those out if you want to make a public comment? Okay. Number one, item one up today is the consent agenda.
I will make the motion to approve the consent agenda and to remove item 2F from the agenda for today.
John, sorry, right.
I'll second.
Discussion. Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, like sign. Hearing none, motion passes. Next up, we have, introduction. Do we have a new hire then? No, it's on here. She's got a new. Damn, so no new hire. How about you, my man, who are looking for the work?
Keep out of it as long as you can.
Not today. No, today. Okay. Matt Wyatt, Director of Planning and Development, recognition of Maria, is it Torres? Is that correct?
Correct.
And Health Equity Coordinator, Public Health, for her outstanding achievement, including receiving awards from the University of Iowa College of Public Health and the Alzheimer's Association, Iowa chapter. Take it away.
Yeah, good morning.
Yep.
Pleased to take a moment today to recognize an outstanding achievement by one of our health department employees, Maria Torres, who has recently received not just one, but 2 state level awards. The first being the 2025 Iowa Public Health Hero Award from the University of Iowa College of Public Health, and the Outstanding New Volunteer of the Year Award from the Alzheimer's Association Iowa chapter. Both awards recognizing her service and contributions to public health. These awards are a significant honor not only to Maria personally, but also to our entire department and the county. Individual recognition at the state level is a testament to the caliber of work being done here at a local level. And it reflects the culture of excellence, accountability, and the dedication within our team. When a staff member is recognized in this way, it strengthens the reputation of our department, it motivates our team, and it increases the public confidence in the services that we provide. It also showcases the value of investing in our staff development and the positive outcomes that result from supporting and empowering our public servants. Very proud of Maria and grateful to the board for your continued supports of our programs and our people. So if you could please join me in congratulating her on this well-deserved recognition as well.
Okay.
Please get a nice photo op with her.
She really deserves another award. She did a pretty outstanding job at one of the Saturday morning coffees.
Yes.
That was probably one of the calmer ones. So, thanks for doing that also, Maria. So, you know, hopefully keep you happy and keep you here for a long time. So what do we want to do here?
Want to come up, Matt? Oh, yeah.
Committee's gonna approve those budget.
Oh, okay.
It seems like they're always getting awards for something. So much. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
There's a process for those. For polls. Thank you.
Cool. Good job. man.
Axel, thanks for coming in with your mom today.
Be proud of your mama.
We got cookies over there in the boardroom now, so.
Looking for them.
Back around here.
Hey, Kate, you'll get this to our world famous Daily Nonpareil, right? Thank you.
Yeah, look for-
Thank you, Maria.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming up, ladies.
Okay, next up, we got Tammy Francisco, Director of Community Health Mosaic, presentation of Mosaic.
I had asked Tammy to come in and make this presentation to the board. I think Mosaic is a very important organization and she's going to tell us more about it.
So again, Tammy Francisco, Mosaic in Western Iowa. We are going to fast forward through a couple of the slides because this is normally a 25-minute and you gave me 10 and I want to stick to that. So Mosaic is a faith-based organization that serves persons with intellectual disabilities. We also serve those on the autism spectrum. We have persons with mental health and behavioral health concerns. So, go ahead, Todd.
This ain't on your 10 minutes. He's really. There we go.
This picture, I just want to point out that if you ever have to take a headshot, make friends with the photographer because she can erase all of your wrinkles. So if you ever have to do that, her name was Barb, make sure you print her before the picture is published. Again, Tammy Francisco, Community Relations Manager for Western Iowa. These are our Executive Director, Sonia Middleton, and our Associate Director, Janet Smith we are actually kind of unique. We are combined. We are with Northern Iowa as well. So our executive director services both Western Iowa and Northern Iowa, as well as Janet. Go ahead. Our mission is embracing God's call. We relentlessly pursue opportunities to empower people, and not just the people we serve, but the communities in which they live in. Our goal is, our dream is for those who are not like us to be seen like us. So we want to empower communities to embrace and love the people that we serve. Our vision is we're changing the face of healthcare. We have a passion for the whole person. So we want quality outcomes for everyone. It's kind of our history. This is kind of important. We started in Axtell, Nebraska, Bethany Mission. We were started by Pastor Dawn. He's a Lutheran pastor. His best friend Gustav was an epileptic. Gustav had a seizure when they were out in town. He was jailed, and when Pastor went to go visit him, he was naked. So Pastor Dawn said, there's got to be a better way to treat those who are different from us. He went before his congregation. He asked 52 families for $1 each. They each gave him $1, and that's how the first mission was started, Bethany Mission. So that was back in 1913. We since then partnered with Martin Luther Homes, which is pretty much in the Western Iowa area. They were started in Sterling, Nebraska, and we merged, and that's how we became Mosaic. So I just like that. Our purpose is to love and to serve. So in 1925 was Martin Luther Homes were started in Sturgis, Nebraska. 2003, we came together. Now we're Mosaic. So we have over 113 years of service today. We are in 13 states and we are international. There is an agency in Tanzania. If you'd like to take a trip over there, we typically go in February. It is at your own expense, but you're more than welcome. So this is our services. So because we are combined with Northern Iowa, we have a plethora of services. However, in Western Iowa, we offer just two. We offer the Mosaic at Home service when our person comes in and lives with you. And then we also our intermittent services, which is homegrown right here in Council Bluffs over there on Avenue L. There, we have a department where we serve persons intermittently throughout the day. So these are persons who are able-bodied, who just need assistance getting through their day, through their week, and we provide those services for them. So it's not them coming into our home, it's us going into their home. These are our values: belonging, connections, faithfulness, and grit. So with all of those 4 pillars, this is how we go about ingratiating our person served into the community. I have my mission in action is caring community, giving a voice and meaningful life. So everybody that I represent, the persons that I represent, I make sure that I am either engaging in a caring community, getting the community to recognize that everybody the same. We have more alike, we have different, or I'm giving my person served a voice. What is it that you want to say? Or I'm trying to make sure that they have a meaningful life. So those are my personal pillars. This is what we what our community relations team, we work toward. This is a good question. On average, how many caregivers does a person with disabilities have in their lifetime? 50, over 500, 20 or fewer? What you guys think?
50.
50?
I say B.
You say B, over 500? Okay, go ahead. You're the winner, Mr. T.
I read your presentation.
Roll it.
Well, that's good for being honest, but honestly, think about it. If you were in a group home setting, it's 3 8-hour shifts, and I'm a person served, I have to make a relationship with all of those people. That's only, now you gotta think of people, staff turnover. Now I got, Jeff came today, but tomorrow he's gone. So now I got to pick up with Susan. So with a person with disabilities, I have to forge relationships with over 500 people in my lifetime. How many of you guys have 500 people you want to forge relationships with? So, and you guys are in public service, so I can imagine how many of you like. Go ahead. So here's what I want to talk about. In Council Bluffs, in Western Iowa, my territory agency goes from Council Bluffs up to Denison and all parts in between. I've been in all the little small towns. I don't even get nervous when I get lost anymore. I take the detours, and then sometimes I have a faster way of getting around. So I feel like I really am learning my area. So, but in Western Iowa, in particular, we do the supported living, which is the intermittent services. We have persons who are able-bodied persons. They are working. They're out in the community, they're giving to the community, but they just need a little assistance, a little help to stay on track, a little help to pay bills or keep track of their money, financial assessment. And then we also have Mosaic at Home. That's where the persons we serve come and live in a family setting. We have great measurements from this experience. The person served becomes a part of the family. They feel like they're a part of the family. In that, they become a part of the community. One of the great things that I can think of off the top of my head is one of the absolute positives is a lot of times persons who come from a group home setting into a Mosaic at Home setting, their Medicaids are reduced. And that's because somebody is there to care for you. Somebody is there it is a roommate situation, but I have responsibilities to take you to your health appointment. When I go with you to your doctor and you're on medication for a behavior that I don't see, I get that medication eliminated because there's no point in you being on there. But you have to remember, sometimes when you're in a group home, persons mimic behaviors just so they can get attention. So sometimes some of those behaviors aren't even warranted. Or a lot of times our persons come, they either gain weight because they were underweight or they lose weight. So we've had some great results as far as persons coming to live with you in your home in the Mosaic at Home program. This is Jay. Jay works at a casino, so if you guys recognize him, no judgment. But he is, this is just an example of caring community. Jay, this is good every day. So Jay, he went and got flowers from Bloomberg's for Good Every Day. Well, then he decided he wanted to make sure his mom had flowers for Mother's Day. He had $300 on a gift card from his employer. He did one transaction at I won't say where, but at a local gas station. Lo and behold, he goes to buy the flowers. There's no money on his card. So this is the opportunity of caring community. Not only did the proprietor of the flower shop work with me as well as his employer to figure out what happened to the money. Basically, he was scammed out of the money. But we all worked together and we made sure that he got the remaining balance back on his card to do the one thing that he wanted to do, which was give his mom flowers for Mother's Day. So that is an example of a caring community. It took me the florist as well as the employer to work together to make sure that Jay was able to do the one thing that he wanted to do. So he made his big purchase and he was very happy. On Mosaic at Home, this is another Jay. This Jay, stay away from him. He will get you in trouble every time you see him. He loves sweets. I get got every time I'm with Jay. But his mom is a retired a special education center, special education teacher. And I put this quote in here because this is truly what she said to me. I'm so glad he's with Mosaic. I'm not going to be around much longer, but I know he will probably care for it. Jay lives with a Mosaic at Home provider in Harlan, Iowa. So they get along really well. His mom is very, very satisfied with the care that Jay receives. So there are a couple ways that you can help me. You can help me spread the word about Mosaic. You can volunteer for Mosaic in Western Iowa. You can advocate for Person Served. Right now, our Person Served, everybody that we serve receives the Medicaid benefit. And as you're aware, some of these there's a lot of ups and downs with the Medicaid benefit. We just want to make sure that they're secure going forward. You can follow us on social media, and there's also career opportunities here in Mosaic. But the most exciting thing that you can do if you're interested, next Thursday, May 8th, we are having our annual fundraising event over at St. John Lutheran Church. The event is free to attend. It is an opportunity for you to hear from persons who are served by Mosaic as opposed to hearing from me. So the persons that are our speakers, they're either a person in service or a person who is a host home provider for Mosaic. And you can hear in their own words why they value their relationship with Mosaic. If you are interested in coming, please let me know. I will leave a save the date card and you give me a call and I'll put you on the list. And that's because I have to reserve your seating. We do serve a light breakfast. It is early in the morning, but early bird catches the worm. So if you're interested, please let me know. And I thank you for this opportunity to come and present Mosaic in Western Iowa to you. Any questions?
You say they're all on Medicaid?
Yes, sir. Those that are in our host home provider, they have received the Medicaid benefit, yes.
You guys have been around Council Bluffs quite a while. Where? You refresh my mind. Where you guys at?
You know what? We actually don't have a physical office in Council Bluffs anymore. We do have signage though over the viaduct, coming over the viaduct. Yep, right off of 16th Street. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We were officed out of there,
Okay.
but that's when we had group homes.
Okay.
So now everybody from the group home has been transitioned to a family home.
So when they call the difference, and that's what a family home and a group home. So is it the group homes have, let's say, 4 clients in there, and then they either 12 or 8-hour shifts for the people that go there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, where the family home, the people
It's
live.
just like living with me or you.
And
You would
then-
bring a person in service into your home and they're your roommate, but you care for them.
Right. But how many, do you just keep it to 1 or 2 roommates?
You have 2. You can serve 2 all day.
No more than 2.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Now, your family can be as big as you like.
Yeah, you're for
Right.
them. So those people range from, are they from 18 and above?
Yes.
Okay, so they have the wherewith, well, I should say they have it, but they have the ability to have their parents or friends come and see them also.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. We maintain that relationship. If they have a guardian, if they want to go see their parents, we maintain that relationship. The difference is though, if we give, because they are our roommate, it is up to them what they want to do. Yeah, we have persons served who used to go to visit their parents every week, but now that they've been in Mosaic at home, it's now once a month. So, because they feel so comfortable where they're at.
So who does the transportation part of it for you?
It would be up to the provider.
The
So
provider?
if I was at a Mosaic at home provider and I had a person serve, I would have to make sure that that transportation was handled for the person.
Do they get reimbursed for that then?
You know, sir, I have no idea. I know, I will say that, the person served, when you become a Mosaic at home provider, you are an independent contractor of Mosaic. And I'm not quite sure how all of those expenses are handled.
Because they would be eligible for the SWITA and those buses to come and transport them around.
I do know that our persons served that are in our intermediate program, they take the Twitter all the time. Yeah, they are on those buses.
Thank you.
Tammy, how do we get a hold of you?
There should have been a number on there, but I will leave my business card. Well, actually, I'll leave the save the date card because it has all of my information on there. And then that might jog your memory and say, if you want to come to the Partners of Possibilities event.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for sharing the message.
Welcome. Thanks for having me.
Anything else? Excuse me. And then, up next, we have, John Rasmussen, engineer, discussion and or decision to approve and authorize the board to sign resolution 23-2025 to award project number BROS CO 78 parent 177 parent 8J 78 to Dixon Construction Company of Coralville, Iowa.
Correction.
Oh, what did I say, Coralville? I'm sorry. Correctionville. Thank you. Oh,
So this is a federal aid bridge we have on Boomer 19, it's 210th Street, in Boomer Township. 80% of the funds will come to us, we'll be reimbursed. For all, yeah, 80% of the project costs will come to us, we'll be reimbursing those funds.
Okay.
As project goes on.
Approved.
Okay.
When was this bid, John?
Earlier this month, so about a week and a half ago.
Chairman Bell, Jorgensen, second.
I got a builder.
Okay.
When
Okay.
it goes to DOT letting, we don't have any jurisdiction over that. Is that how that works?
Letting date or
Letting date, how many people bid on it? What were the numbers? What's the engineer's estimate?
no, we
Those kind of things?
provide the estimate, they provide the advertising and the other federal requirements.
What was the estimate?
I think we started at 2.2, then I think Brandon came down to 1.6. It's like we landed at 1.4.
The other,
Are they getting slow?
Bridge prices have been coming down, so it's been a little different, I guess. I'm
Good.
happy to see it, I guess.
Good.
I do have another question. Were, the guidance for the concept planning for the project and the steps were followed required by the Code of Iowa for the hearing, the bid letting and all that stuff? Was that done?
Yes.
Why are we doing a resolution on this one, John?
The resolutions, provide language from the DOT to award the project and allow me to sign it. So a lot of the issue is trying to get the contract signed. It's all electronic now.
So we only do a resolution on DOT projects?
Yes.
Roll call.
Chairman Belt,
Aye.
Supervisor Wickman,
Sure.
Supervisor Jorgensen, Supervisor Shea.
Aye.
Supervisor Miller.
Aye.
Good. Right along here. John Rasmussen, engineer, discussion and or decision to approve and authorize board to sign secondary roads budget for DOT submittal.
I brought you two pieces last week. One part was the budget, which is the county's budget formatted for the DOT style or purpose that they like to see. So the budget's the first item. That's just the current budget we have in a different format.
Motion to approve.
Discussion. There.
We're looking for 23.
So. Okay. So the 5-year plan is pretty fluid, right?
We got to vote on the other one. We,
You have, but it's not a roll call vote, but you need to vote on
yeah, we need to vote on
DOT.
the,
The budget prepared for DOT.
Yeah,
we haven't voted on that.
no, but
You're still in discussion, okay.
I'm still in discussion. But it's, like I said, it's a fluid document, right?
The program?
Yeah,
Yes, so really we add the years, projects to the 5th year out, and we can bring them forward whenever we want, and you can add something by resolution whenever you want, so it's,
it's gotta be done by resolution.
yes.
So
Well, before, after it's approved, if you approve this and you want to change it, a resolution can add another project to it if you like,
move one up or
move
take
one up. Yeah, and honestly, if it's not in the next year, you have a year to move it anyway, so next
So
year.
is that, does that follow this colored sheet you gave us then?
Yes,
Okay,
Well, that-
Did we
wait-
get
wait a
this
second. I
update?
want to make sure where we're at. All we're doing right now is voting on the budget, correct?
This is number D.
All
on
right.
your-
Then, and then, we can move to that if that's okay, Scott.
move to what?
To
Well-
E.
Well, yeah, here in just a second. Okay. He is, here. Okay. Oh my God, wow. Oh, okay.
Yeah, there you go.
I got it. Jesus.
That's
Okay.
okay.
So we had a motion on that.
Yes, Shea and Miller
Okay. Sorry.
for D, letter
So,
D.
yeah, so sorry about that. Okay. Any other discussion on that? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, like sign. Now John Rapson, engineer, discussion and or modification or approval of the county 5-year program for DOT submit.
yeah, so I provided some sheets with further details per project, I guess gives a map per project. If that helps, plus I have the original in the packet as well for the projects.
Did you get a revised map, Scott?
If it's on here, this thing, I finally got it to,
I didn't get one.
update on. Update,
Struggling to get the amount of detail on a map and still have the map be readable. So I provided a spreadsheet that gave the projects, all the project details and a map with the project location.
Anybody get that? I didn't get it.
The spreadsheet,
When'd you send that?
Friday.
it's in the packet. Not the map, but the spreadsheet. John, I do have a question about Tamarack.
I don't,
Are we gonna continue some more repairs on that?
It's just gonna be like local maintenance. I don't have the construction funds to do anything significant. Not sure where I'm gonna,
Like those pieces we did?
yeah, we can do more of that patching. At this point, I have some federal funds in L34. I have to figure out if I could move those to Tamarack or not, and I don't really know that now because they were dedicated to that project. So there's,
I was on that again the other day.
I need to find funds for it. I don't know where they're coming from at this point, unless you guys have some.
Do we need to explore something from a bonding standpoint, or
Yes, we need to start.
road is disintegrating?
Yes, it is.
What's the timeframe to submit this to DOT, 5-year program, John?
15th of May.
15th of May, so it doesn't have to be done today. Oh, I thought you were gonna provide us with that map with some numbers on it.
I don't know what details you're looking for in the map that you don't have already.
Well, we were just, or I just wanted the engineer's guesstimate on what those projects were going to, cost. You know,
Is there something I can pull off there just to give myself a little more room to?
well, I know the box has got a lot more space on them that's blank space that I got on this map. I don't know, but I've got software you use on this, but see, if you type the
It's
year,
the
in-
DOT's map. I guess I'm
you
trying to.
type the year in right behind the year, you can put, you know, EST or EMT or however you want to abbreviate estimate, then put dollar amount, unless it's got that many spaces, the dollar amount probably even shouldn't be on here because we're probably never gonna have that much money. You know? That would be helpful for me.
Yeah, and I asked if you would provide that in either a Word document or PDF on the list of the projects with their prices on, the cost on them. I didn't get that either.
Yeah, I did it in Excel, so that was project data and there with the maps, but.
You did it in Excel?
No.
I didn't get it. Anybody else get it?
I can't say yes or no at this point, the way this thing's working today.
That email have come from you, John?
Yeah, I'll see if it was to Jeanette or to you guys.
But it's definitely not in the packet here.
If you don't have it, I can. Not sure I can look it up on my phone right now, but
That would be helpful.
you could approve it and I could still do that for you though.
What's that?
You could approve it and I could still do that for you though.
Yeah, but that's the board's decision.
I personally like to see the numbers first.
Got,
That's me.
would you say the 15th, John?
Yes.
So we got the 6th and the 13th. So whatever the board desires.
Can you put estimates on this one?
But the year one, which is
Six.
yeah, someone guess, 2026. So year one are those pretty much locked in the queue already?
Yes, they're locked in. We have the funding, the environmental, the design and a letting date.
So did
Set for what?
everything from 2 to year 5, we could have some sort of I guess juggling game.
Yes, you can change those each year or you can change it by resolution.
Right, okay. And then, and start having I don't know how, you know, these people, I'm listening to all what the roads problems they're having across the river. If the traffic counts have changed on these things, or if something else has happened, you know, we may have to push something up or push something back. I mean, but without seeing those numbers, it's tough to do that. And Susan mentioned bonding, and I think it's definitely something that we should probably, investigate. And we don't have to always do those, ourselves. I mean, we can hire people to do roads too, so.
John, I have a problem. You know, that trying to follow patients and, you know, what year they are. Could you prepare something along the lines of, you know, each year has a separate sheet? Okay. I mean, that would help me. And then it doesn't have to be colored.
Be a lot less crowded too. Okay,
Yeah, I mean, that would certainly help.
that's a good idea, John. Do that.
If you guys look in your folder where your packet is, that spreadsheet's in there now.
It's in there now. How to get in there?
Must have just found it in there.
I would like to hear your opinion on
But it was.
switching some things around.
Or changes in the.
I really didn't ride a plush motorcycle on that road. It just beats you up.
Yeah, we're allowed to borrow ahead in some funds. I'll have to figure out.
It's, just want to hear your opinion.
Yeah, I try to do some pretty heavy maintenance on that this year and it came up 5 million, so I have to find at least 5 million to get anywhere
What's
with
the
it.
cost to just repave it? And how far are you going into Avoca?
That was a whole stretch from Railroad Highway to Avoca, so.
Got anywhere with the bridge?
I have some preliminary designs, I guess, but, I can figure out how to move forward on those yet.
Of the spreadsheet,
No, I'm almost there.
okay.
Thank you. So, what want to do, make a motion to next week or?
No action taken?
There's no motion or second on the record.
Right. You know, what we know if it's gonna be the 6th or the 13th, I would think. Okay,
Six would work.
okay,
Are we okay with that?
yeah.
Yep.
And try to, maybe we can get most of the stuff that we just discussed, maybe by the end of this week possibly. Okay,
Thank you, John.
okay, he's up, he's still up.
Can we take that
Oh,
off?
I'm sorry, it's off. So, okay, we're going to Becky Lenahan, Finance and Tax Officer, Auditor's Office discussion and or decision to approve the authorization of board to sign resolution 21-2025 entitled Resolution for Transfer from Rural Services Fund to Secondary Roads Fund.
That's just,
This is just our spring house cleaning to,
yeah,
funds transferred from the rural services into the secondary roads fund. And the other one is taking, the lost funds and putting it also.
I'll make a motion to approve that.
I'll second.
Okay, Becky, is, this, or John, is this more than a year ago?
The local option,
Well,
I think it was 2.8 last year, maybe.
really,
It's usually between 2.8 and 3.2, but I can't remember what years.
still the 2 7.
This isn't the local option sales. This
The
is,
first one is the rural to,
right, it's rural
Right,
services.
right.
Secondary.
and that's 2 quarters.
Right. So is that differs every year, right?
That's his 5.6.
6, yeah.
I was just curious whether it was up and down.
It's on schedule.
Trying to get Tamarack page. Okay. We need other discussion on that? Roll call.
Chairman Bell, Supervisor Miller,
Aye.
Supervisor Wickman, Supervisor Shea,
Aye.
Supervisor Jorgensen.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now we have resolution, number 2022-25, entitled resolution for the transfer from lost secondary roads fund to secondary roads fund.
Yeah, and that's just regular stuff.
That's what, done once a year in April, John sends me notice. What he has spent, covers capital improvements. And then we transfer. it.
Motion to approve.
Second.
The Becky, is that the limit? Is that all that's been collected so far, about 3 million?
I think it's, I don't know what the balance is.
Part of the local option sales tax goes to pay off a bond. Too, right?
Right, right, and there's money in there to pay off the payment for the bond that's due next month.
But it's not part of this number, the bond
It's
payment,
not part of that number, no,
but it comes out of lost.
yes.
So lost is, I think, is up this year over last year. So
I managed the balance in that fund to be about a payment and a half of the bond, so there's always a balance there for the bond.
Yeah, there's 3.7 in there today.
did you go with the rate, wasn't that?
3.7.
What's our payment on that?
Six something.
You know,
That's less than 600.
100? Yeah, so 3. I can't get that.
Any other discussion? Roll call.
Chairman Bell,
Aye.
Supervisor Shea.
Yep.
Supervisor Jorgensen.
Aye.
Supervisor Wickman. Supervisor Miller.
Yes.
Okay. Next up, Jason Slack, Director of
Becky.
Buildings and Grounds, discussion and or decision on courthouse main lobby window film.
Yeah, the trash bags are getting kind of old, ain't they?
So we got a couple bids here. One is for a translucent window film. In the picture should be attached in your packet that, we were looking at doing. We could do pretty much any picture. It wouldn't change the price of the bids. But that bid was $5,780.72 to do the commercial window film. And that's translucent, so it would let more sunlight through than the second bid that I've got. The second bid that I've got is from Revolution Wraps, and this product is more like a vinyl vehicle wrap or window, it goes on windows or vehicles, or it's indoor, outdoor, but it's opaque. So, this bid is for $8,319.89. Minus that they had taxes on their original proposal, so,
83.
yep.
Looking them over, I think that first one's probably better program. We seem to have about a month where we have intense sun right there, correct?
Sure, yep.
It might be a little longer, but cut it down a lot. What do you recommend?
I don't know, I liked the, just the regular window tint, just the dark tint.
First one or the second?
Well, that was for, $1,118.70 from the window tinting company. It was just plain tint, but. Yeah, there's no image or anything on that.
The example that Chris and GIS put together for us that's in your packet. It's got the darker images on the bottom, which is where the black plastic is right now.
Mm-hmm.
And the lighter would be up at the top. That doesn't seem to be the problem currently. I could go with Jason's recommendation and just do plain film, but I kind of like this opportunity to do something different.
Which one are you thinking?
the first bid, that 5,000.
What are they saying? For life of that,
For that first one, it was,
5 years.
yeah,
5-year warranty, right?
The other one was 5 years as well.
the other one's 10. Yeah,
This is so, I would go the cheapest route.
yep, it's the board's decision.
Well,
We're gonna think it's got.
I think it's cheaper than the Christmas tree.
Let it go, Scott.
But I'd like to give that one a shot. I mean, it's a massive space. I think it's, solves the problem with the courthouse security. I think it's, have an issue with trying these ones. The 3 years shot, 5 years, whatever it is. I think though, excuse me, I think though, they would have the ability to do it during, because they probably don't take all the holidays that we do. So they probably want, I think it's just a day job, I guess. So they may be able to come in on a holiday that we take, that they don't get, and do it.
Well, the
See, they're doing.
next
it
two
after
holidays
hours.
is Memorial Day and 4th of July, and it tends to, contractors that I've worked with usually take those days off too.
No, but I'm just saying, that there's more than Memorial Day and 4th of July
Sure.
that we take off.
These bids are for after hours installation, so if they should happen to be able to fit it in during, work hours, it'll make them less.
Yeah.
Susan? Tim, you got a preference?
My preference is just leave it the way it is.
The black plastic.
No, take that down too. Put up blinds. They're workable.
More maintenance required for those. Ask the custodian of the courthouse what she thinks.
She don't get up there to clean there.
You may not want my answer, but I would go with Jason's recommendation, which is the
I'll make a motion to,
Remember, the auditor is the keeper of the courthouse at the direction of the board.
Okay, in this case, I wanted another opinion. So the recommendation is just for the plain tent.
Yep.
At the price of,
$1,118.70.
be applied after hours are installed.
Yes.
I'll second the motion. There is a timeline.
I'll let you know as soon as I talk to the contractor and find out a schedule for him.
Any other discussion? We left a lot of opportunity on the table.
Well,
Let's deal with that. We did. So. Paid monies for those TVs that display stuff along down there and such and that area. Guys are making a plan, which is fine. So with that being said, all those in favor say aye.
I,
aye,
Those opposed?
Fine.
I'm opposed.
3-2.
It's three, it passes. Okay,
You're opposed because you wanted blind, that you're opposed because you wanted something.
yeah,
Artistic.
something that. Generic. Oh. That big area we got down there. So that's what it is. Dixie Wilson. Hey, Dixie.
Thanks, Jason.
Thanks, Jason.
Jason, could you,
Yeah.
Uh,
Scotty, I'll make a motion to approve the applications for homestead, military, disabled veteran, and family farms. There was only one disallowed, and that was for a mailing address change.
okay. Do I get a second here?
Second.
Second. Are there some of these, they are going to, I don't know what the proper word is.
This was for,
This was for change or tweak
yeah.
with this current legislation, property taxes.
Well, they're currently looking at increasing the homestead exemption from 25 to 50, but it's important for us to remember and know that there's no funding that comes with that. Or that's funds that we will lose. If they
Right,
approve that
exactly.
homestead exemption.
Yeah, if they don't pay us, but they owe us on the other stuff, so.
Yeah, and they, every year, you know, when another county resident turns 65, they can apply like
Right.
that too, which,
Yeah,
so, yeah,
we have a lot of residents over 65.
we do. And if they haven't signed up, they sure should.
Right, and then they're gonna increase potentially the credit for the veterans each year until it gets up to, is it 10 grand?
I'm hearing.
Something like that, and they probably won't be reimbursing us for that either, so. Okay. Any other comments, questions on that? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, Jeff Franco, Executive Director, Conservation, discussion and or decision on job description update and pay for outdoor operations coordinator.
Thank you, everyone. Bring this to you guys for discussion and consideration here. When we first took over managing this Mount Crescent ski area, now Crescent Hill, we put in place an organizational structure that we felt was going to be adequate to run that place. Since that time, we've learned more about that operation. We've understood what's actually needed. And we started learning those things actually very early on in year one. And so we put in place initially kind of two people running with one in support. And so that would be the mechanical operations and maintenance technician would be the supporting person supporting the mechanical operations and maintenance manager. Since that time, we realized that we needed more out of our technician than what was in his job description and what was in his pay rate. And he took on more since that time as well. We've had 3 seasons to kind of refine this a little bit and really understand what's needed. And he's been taking on additional duties to include lift operations, leading that up, training the people, making sure things are running properly, the snowmaking and the grooming as well, which are big additions to what he originally had in his job duties of routine maintenance for buildings and routine maintenance for machinery. He's still doing those routine maintenance operations. Since that time, he's taken on the lift operations, the snowmaking, and the grooming duties as well. So his job has changed significantly, but his title did not change and his pay rate did not change. We're in a position right now where we can, and I guess after HR reviewed this as well, I believe, Jenny, you brought this up maybe last year, but this was something she felt that we should consider for Dan Morgella here. Dan feels strongly about it as well, and so do I, given that he's been doing this for 3 seasons now. Time to formalize that new position for him, a new title, and a pay rate that is kind of respective of what he's doing. And so that's what we're bringing forward today for discussion and approval from you guys. Janet, do you have anything to add on this?
I don't think so. I think other than we've really seen this position take a large role when it comes to helping with the hiring as well. For these positions, the snowmaking and grooming, those can be overnight hours for a lot of the people that we hire that do those roles. And so this employee has been very instrumental in helping Heather with weeding out candidates, hiring and training, and We have to have those staff. The grooming and snowmaking is a difficult position to fill because it is outside so much and can be overnight and late hours. So it's really important that we have a strong leader to oversee that group.
I think
Yeah.
in addition to that, it's not just the ski season. There's
Yeah.
a few months of planning prior, there's months of organization afterwards. These are duties he's taking on that really stretch the majority of the year as well. So
Jeff, is this in your budget?
this is.
I make a motion to approve.
Second.
What is, grade 518, step 1?
Grade 518, step 1 is $25.10.
That's what this job description shows.
The job description, yes, is pay grade 518, but we are requesting step 10 for the employee, which is $31.34.
Now, help me out with this, Jeff.
Mhm.
This person is going to work with the site manager, the operations supervisors, mechanical operations person, and the maintenance manager. So when we add this position, the outdoor operations coordinator, we have 5 people with the rule of thumb that it costs the county $100,000 an employee. So you're committing $500,000 before it even gets cold.
No, I'm not following what you're saying there. At Crescent Hill, you've got the site manager, mechanical operations, maintenance manager, and then you have an operations outdoor coordinator. Those would be the 3 positions assigned to that with some limited oversight from the operations supervisor of Hitchcock Nature Center, of which Crescent Hill is a part.
Who's the site manager?
Chris Andrew,
There's 1. Who's the operations supervisor?
Chad Green,
There's 2. Who's the mechanical operations person?
that is Ray Mahaffey.
Pardon me?
Ray Mahaffey.
Right, that's 3.
Mhm.
Who's the maintenance manager?
So the mechanical operations maintenance manager is 1 position.
Okay. So we have 4 people instead of 5, so, you're committing 400,000.
I think that's an unfair characterization of the operations supervisor at this point, as that's not the primary duty there. There's limited oversight from that person. You could attribute some of that cost of the operations supervisor, I think, but not all of it.
And with this position, we're not going to backfill the
Correct.
Dan's current position. This is just updating that job. So he's not moving into a new role. We're backfilling someone else.
So-
That's not happening.
Is this effective July 1?
This would be effective immediately.
So then he gets an increase on July 1? We should have had this discussion when we had you in here for budget.
We
Now
did.
you want to have it?
Yeah, well, we had the discussion a few times during our budget discussions about Dan Regila's position and that this request would be coming. It's a little later. What's that?
I don't remember that discussion. Then we had you back in here again.
Right, it was discussed both times and
And
even
then
in
we
some
said we
other
were gonna
discussions
give
as
him a
well.
raise, a new position and a raise. Did we discuss that?
It's not a new person,
New position
correct, it's a
and a
new
raise,
title.
and a
new
raise.
Title and a
in
raise, correct.
30 days.
Yes, those were discussed a few times.
Well, that whatsoever, but
I wasn't aware of that either. I don't like the direction for moving towards giving 2 raises to people every year, especially now. I mean, we are 2 months away from the fiscal year end. And was there a motion and a second on this?
yeah, they got Shay and Miller.
Are you including Chad Gravy in the ski hills?
No, there's no inclusion of Chad Gravy in the ski hills.
Okay, so that was the 4th person.
No.
I asked you
Second
about
was
that,
Chad.
and you said Chad was one of those people. Now he's not.
So what, I guess, what do you mean by including him in it? In the budget of the
Right,
ski hills?
Like-
Of the
Yeah.
ski hill budget.
The Ski Hill budget. No, he's not technically included in the Ski Hill budget. He is included as part of Hitchcock Nature Center, of which Crescent Hill is a part of it. I would look at it as our education department is overseen by the operations supervisor as well. We don't include Chad Gravy in the education budget. This is consistent with how we operate in all of our other departments. And I think if it helps, I think we could wait until July 1 for this. Approval now, starting July 1. I think Dan would be accepting of that. But this is something that I feel strongly, I think Jana feels strongly as well, that Dan deserves.
Well, no, I'm not arguing that he doesn't deserve it. There, I mean, I think I remember talking to you guys about timing on stuff.
Mhm.
Quite a bit. I talked to you about timing on stuff when I sat in there. And this timing apparently didn't go very well. I should have maybe been more specific, I guess. But yeah, I mean, I'd be, if it's gonna be July 1, I could probably be more palatable to it.
What budget is this in, Jeff?
Go ahead, Tim, I'm sorry.
What budget is this in?
Crescent Hill budget.
That's the, enterprise fund?
That's the enterprise fund. He'd be paid
What
with
happens if?
revenues.
Of course, we're doing it now. So where's he at right now?
Right now, he's at 2745. It's 514, step 10.
Does the house rent go into the enterprise fund?
One of those houses does.
Well, you're only renting one, aren't you?
What's that?
You're only renting one, aren't
We're only renting.
you? So it goes into the enterprise
It
fund.
does.
And was there a lease draft up there with that then?
There is.
Did we didn't have to approve that at least?
I don't believe so. That's a good question,
Kristen,
perhaps,
did you
but
see the lease?
we had, the lease was in place, I believe it was reviewed prior. Prior attorneys, Maggie, I believe, reviewed our leases. Passed.
Yes, I'd like to see that lease.
Sure.
Okay, any other discussion?
Do we need to amend the motion to make it effective July 1?
I would do that. Effective July 1st.
Go ahead.
First,
Can I ask a quick clarifying question? Is the motion going to be pay grade 518, step 10, July 1st?
Yes.
Can I say something before we take it?
well, hold on a second. I need a second to
Yes, the second.
concurs. Okay, go ahead.
All right, real quick.
Yeah.
Jeff, you know where I'm at. I'm not in favor of being in charge of ski facility. We're not in that business. I'd like to see that facility sold under private ownership, enterprise. And if we didn't have control of Mount Crescent, we wouldn't be dealing with these issues. County employees, and so forth. And I have the utmost respect for you and your people. That's not the issue. The issue is just, I don't think we're meant to be in the ski facility business as a county, government. That's where I'm at, and we can go ahead and do whatever we need to do, but that's what and I appreciate it.
I understand.
This item agenda, or this agenda item talks about an individual, not the operation of the ski hill, and I think it's important that, I spoke with Jeff briefly, that is his plan to come in and speak with the board on the operation of the ski hill, and I think that's a perfect time for those kind of questions. I'm open to that discussion.
Any other discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, like sign. Hearing none, motion passes. Okay, Janet Limerick, Director of Human Resources, discussion and decision to approve starting pay for Human Resource Assistant at step 5.
Good morning.
Morning.
We have concluded our interviews for the HR assistant position and have an offer out. The candidate has asked for higher pay. So I'm asking the board to approve step 5, which is $31.65. It is budget neutral for my budget, so I'm not asking for additional budget dollars. The candidate is coming in with 20+ years of experience in experience at an organization that is similar to county government.
Really?
Mhm.
Kind of organization similar to county government.
Well, as similar as you could make something,
Okay.
similar to county government, I'll say. That's not county government.
You said 3560, right?
3165.
Excuse me, 3165?
Yes,
Okay. What step? Oh,
That-
that's step 5.
step 5, correct.
Okay.
What was Heather making when she left?
3165.
So move.
Can we also address then the July 1st? Would this employee receive the July 1st pay increase?
And will she start?
That would be, yeah, I don't know if this person would have to give 2 weeks or 30 days.
Well, she's employed already.
She is employed already, yes, yeah, yeah. So I will be following up with her this afternoon, and then if she accepts this offer, then we'll come up with a start date. So with that, I'm gonna pull up a calendar.
Um,
Just told,
Can we flow through?
just told Jeff.
No,
And the thing about it is, if any position stays in their current step without moving, they're gonna get a 0.75 increase in their salary.
Correct. They would get a
So,
0.75% no matter,
She's
correct.
gonna get that no matter what. But, I'm kind of with, I don't know if that's what you're implying, Scott, but I'm okay with leaving her at step 5, and
Going through July 1st without a raise.
she will get a raise, but it's only a 0.75
Without moving a
without
step.
moving a step. We don't have that option. That's what we
right.
approved. Well, I think we approved it.
Right.
Well, not yet. I guess we will.
I follow what you're saying. so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do the second.
I'm okay with, yes.
Did we get a second?
I don't think we did.
Oh, didn't we?
Nope.
Well, I'll do that. If you will. What's your motion?
He's got a motion not
To
to,
keep her at step 5.
right.
Correct.
All right. Then I will do that.
You're seconding that? Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Look, you'll let us know if she takes the deal, will you, please?
Sure.
Okay.
Send me an email.
Okay.
Okay.
She happen to live here then?
The candidate does live in Council Bluffs.
Wow.
We had 119 applicants for the position. Garfield and I did 10 interviews, 5 internal, 5 external.
She needs some bodies.
Yeah. If she has a posting, I could certainly pass some along.
She ain't posted anything.
We don't have anything posted for the treasurer's office. Mm-mm. If she needs something, have her reach out. I'll be happy to get it posted.
Discussion and or decision to approve and authorize the board to sign board resolution 17-2025 entitled Resolution of Pot County Board of Supervisors regarding wages increase for non-union employees.
The language that was added to that, did you provide that, Jenna?
Yeah, Kristen and I worked on it together.
Awesome. You did a great job on that. I'll move that for you, Scott.
I'll second.
Discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Chairman Bell,
Aye.
Supervisor Wickman.
Aye.
Supervisor Shay,
Right.
Supervisor Miller,
Aye.
Supervisor Jorgensen.
Aye.
Discussion and or decision to accept on behalf of the Board of Supervisors acting as the compensation board to accept the justification of the salary increase of 3.25 for the Pot County elected officials for the fiscal year 2025-2026. See attached report.
So last week, we approved Resolution 16/2025, which approved the salary increase of 3.25% for all elected officials. So I don't know how this changes what we're doing today. This is the show your work piece.
Yes. So we have something to send to the state budget office, is it? Is that correct? State,
So. either be-
State auditors will ask for it.
No, that's more.
right, but we have to send it to the state. Is it budget management, office of management? It's right in the code. Says send, you need to send
I
it.
think you just have to give them the actual salaries from Department of Management.
Says, okay.
Kristen, did you look this over?
We did.
Okay with that?
That, Kristen, with you, that one page. The code.
I don't have it either.
Well, I can make the motion to accept the justification of the salary increase. On behalf
I
of,
don't see in here that you, it says you have to send it to anybody.
Where does it say? And about halfway down to the business man or budget management office or.
I took a look at
A
it.
copy of the final compensation schedule shall be filed with the county budget. Office of the Director of the Department of Management. So just the
Department of
the
Management, there you
compensation
go.
schedule.
Right,
No authority in there. So
just what we resolution last week.
okay. I got it first.
Also. Should you, go ahead.
Second. Further discussion? So this will hopefully be the template going forward. We need to get that marked on the calendar as such.
You okay with that?
Mary Ann,
The report is very comprehensive.
so that we can address that early on, hopefully.
When do you want it on the calendar?
Probably I'd put it on the calendar for,
February.
yeah, February 1st of March until, yeah.
Okay. Alright.
Let's, show your work will change, but I think it will. Discussion or decision on ISAC courthouse meet and greet tour.
Hold on, we got a.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I said all those in favor say aye.
All right,
Aye. Those opposed, like sign. Hearing none, motion passes. Okay, discussion and or decision on ISAC courthouse meet and greet tour. I believe all of you got the invite. I don't know, I went to you. I don't know if it
Went
went,
to me and the 5 supervisors.
okay, none of the other elected officials, okay. So, my preference would be we do it sooner than later. But we need to have that discussion. To get a response back to them. I would say we'd probably use the public health building, the new room over there. And then if they wanted to do a Kumbala picture, we can go stand in front of the school gates jail or something. But I don't think we'll have somewhere picture taken.
They requested that one person submit the application. Is that what you're gonna do, Scott?
Well, I certainly can. I probably will, consult with you folks and Mary Ann and try to get it on everybody's schedule as soon as possible, because, you know, I don't know all the elected, people's schedule and all the department heads'
Let's
schedule.
just throw some out.
They're wanting, it's just a 3-hour deal. But we're just on the list of people I put here, primary people, it's already 27 people. If anybody wants to bring their deputies and stuff, so we're not gonna have room for a lot of this time outside stuff if we're half hour for shaking hands and talking or introductions. And then they're gonna do an hour presentation. Then they say they got a half hour for question and answer. I mean, it's gonna get ate up pretty fast. If we're here on Tuesdays, we could try to do it on a Tuesday afternoon. You know. I'm not.
Tuesday would work good.
I'm not real warm and fuzzy on doing it on a Friday, to be honest with you, but,
That would have been my preferred day.
Friday,
Yeah.
okay.
So we bring catering in and
No, we probably coffee, pop, water, maybe some, you know, light snacks or something. It depends on if you want to have it in the morning or in the evening.
Margarita machine, things like that. That wouldn't work out very good.
You know, and then there's the topics they had listed there. And, I just, you know, I put down, the redesign of behavioral health, which they didn't have on there. Rural, I'd really like to talk about the rural communities, infrastructure issues, basically sewer, water and stormwater, and how we lobby to get funds for those communities to update that stuff. Housing, you know, I mean, they have a list of stuff that they put out there too, but,
morning or afternoon is, that matters.
well, if we do it Tuesday, it does matter.
Yeah, but Friday, typically Friday.
No, that was a pun, a joke.
Oh,
Tuesday, we're here. I'd do it Tuesday.
well, since we're here.
I mean, and if you take a look at the first item, you have it read on that sheet. That's completely out, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Okay, I don't even know why it's on there then.
well, you know, I didn't create the sheet.
Oh,
Did you tell the sheet I gave you?
yeah,
Oh, what item was that? Introductions?
no, the first item in red.
Oh, I had to question them whether they were thinking they were gonna have alcohol at the event. That's why it's got 4 question marks behind it, because I was gonna tell her it was gonna be a no, you're not,
Okay,
you know,
okay.
so I had to talk to
I'm
him.
good with that then.
That's why I got pop, coffee, water, you know. on
Let's
the-
throw out like 1 o'clock on a Tuesday and, see what kind of response we get from our department heads.
Well, we're gonna have to decide, and then everything else falls in place. And they're gonna need to accept before we tell the people, you know, they've already said, well, we're going to whatever, Dallas County that day, sorry. But I think the sooner we get in, the sooner we have a better chance of getting what we want.
Spring
Well-
or summer.
Yeah, I didn't see, did they say where we start with they're starting the trip. Don't remember seeing
It's got
that.
options of spring, summer, fall and winter. So
Right,
we go spring, summer,
and then morning,
afternoon,
so,
Tuesday.
so spring afternoon.
Summer afternoon.
The 20th or 27th?
Well,
You wanna go
I'm
summer?
just throwing dates out.
You're saying June, July and August then? Summer?
Yeah, we can have, Jeanette put a email out with a few dates in there and see which one works for the majority of them. And
Our people?
Yeah.
They're gonna, it's gonna be their day, and then our people have to follow in behind.
what?
They have to give us a date, and then our people follow in behind.
We probably have to get suggested dates to Isaac.
That's what I'm saying, but they're gonna tell us, here's the date, and then we're gonna send it out to our people, and we're gonna encourage them all to be there, now whether they are or not, it's up to them. But I mean, we're not, I don't wanna give them a date and then tell them Isaac ain't coming.
So-
27th of May is the day after Memorial Day. That might not be the best
Right.
day.
what ISAC has requested is a point person for the county to help them schedule a time. So I will make the motion that Scott Bell be the contact for ISAC to schedule a meeting.
There's the dates in June.
Well, they don't, I mean, on your calendar, if you're gonna put the months spring in there and then put the months summer in there and fall and winter, it's, they're telling you right now, so spring is only one more month, I would say, May. And so summer's gonna be 3 months you can shoot at. And fall is gonna be 3 months and winter's gonna be 3 months. So we got May, if we can get, we'd have to get May, I don't know, 6, 13 and 20. I don't know what the availability of the health building is, the room. Why don't we just try to shoot for say summer and shoot, hopefully it'll be maybe in June.
What do you got, Kate?
I was just going to offer, Scott, I'm happy to help assist with this in any way I can, whether that's through coordinating with Isaac or schedules for.
You didn't see this form yet, did you?
I did, I saw it.
Oh, you saw it, okay. Yeah, well, I appreciate that. So, I mean, I talked to Andrea this morning or yesterday morning. Tried to clarify just what exactly they were, because they're probably, like I said, they're gonna do an hour presentation and give us 30 minutes to, and a lot of the department heads and, sure, maybe even some of the elected people aren't real familiar with them, so.
That's the point. I spoke with her in DC about this, and that is the point they, to try to present themselves to Isaac statewide, because they think that there was a lack of communication between Isaac and the individual counties, and she's trying to remedy that.
So, any further discussion?
Nope.
Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, those opposed, like sign. Okay,
We just
Thank
put
you.
in charge.
I know, thank you,
You and Kate,
yeah.
you amend your motion with Kate.
No, because
Oh.
ISAC says they just want one person, so that's my motion.
Okay, now we're doing, board updates, Jeff.
Hey,
Yeah,
Board of Me. Let's see, I was at the organization for the trips, what do you call them? Something like
The trips.
the trails.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, the Trails Organization, was there, to discuss, the possibilities of expanding the trails network in Potawatomi County. I'm very impressed. I think it's something that needs to happen. It would be a big draw for Potawatomi County. But there's a lot of expense involved and, you wouldn't think trails would be something that would be, a lot of money, but there's a big investment in it. I think it needs to happen, so that's all I have.
Went to trails. And then the next morning, we had another conservation meeting for trails. And then, Advanced Southwest Iowa. And they had that fourth Friday at Pace. Then I went to the legislative coffee. Went to the VA, event down in their parking lot, which was a resounding success. And then I went to Minden for their 1-year anniversary, which was a nice turnout. And then I represent, Susan and I represented us of one of the funeral things. So it was a busy week. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
SWIPCO, Advanced Southwest Iowa Veteran Services opens house and the legislative coffee.
Okay. I was
Minden.
I was at the legislative coffee. I was at the Veterans Affairs, open house, I guess I call it. Went to MAPPA. I had an EMA and then, Thriving Family Alliance. Thriving Family Alliance is gonna be basically, I think it's almost identical. Taking the same territory as, yeah, it is Suzanne, so stay tuned. Okay, there, now is the time to, for public comment. Recording will end. We will now discontinue the live broadcast from the advice of our county attorney.